What an absolute crazy start for this NFL season. You know, as I talked about the other day, Ricky Pearsall was shot a couple days ago in San Francisco, and I talked about on this channel. The VP of communications for the Washington Redskins just totally bagging on the fan base for the Commanders and the Washington Redskins, the players that are actually on the team, coaches. He's just trying to throw everybody on the bus, which is not really good, and it doesn't really look good for you when you're on a team that's supposed to be inclusive. James O'Keefe tweeted this long thing about how this man, the VP of communications, so he's not like the vice president. I thought he was, but the vice president of communications. So I guess he does the ads or something or whatever. He was sitting there just calling out all the players, calling everybody homophobes. Most of the players on the team are white nationalists. All this crazy stuff. And he, of course, look at him, he's white. So it's just crazy white liberals just running the Washington Redskins. And unfortunately, they are located in Washington, D.C., the most liberal hellhole in America. Before I start the video and we will react to this, I wanted to just point out that, you know, they were, if you didn't know, they were formerly known as the Washington Redskins. They changed their name to the Commanders because apparently they got backlash from the Native American community. But now I hear stuff about them wanting to change the name back to the Redskins because they didn't want that. It was all their idea to do so. So we'll see how that turns out too. I'm pretty sure they're not going to change the name because it costs millions and millions of dollars to change it back. And this guy was promptly fired after this video came out. So that's good for the Washington Redskins to take an initiative to let him go. I'm pretty sure you can find somebody else to look over the comments or the communications of the team. So anyway, let's go ahead and react to this video and see what he has to say about how lovely his fans and players are on the Washington Redskins.
Okay, just walk me through again your breakdown, your description of the Commanders players.
Over 50% of our roster, right, is either white religious and God says fuck the gays.
Meet Rael Enti, the vice.
That's just racist in itself because just because they're white, they are religious and they hate gay people. That's crazy.
President of content for the Washington Commanders.
Another big chunk is very low income African American that comes from a community that is inherently very homophobic.
Rael Enti goes on to say some of the NFL players are, quote, dumb as all hell.
Would you say most people who work at the NFL, with you as the exception of your former boss, would you say that they're just not very smart?
There's just obviously a spectrum, but
Yeah.
I've met some very smart people here in the NFL.
What about like the players?
There's some that are like dumb as all hell.
Commanders VP of content Rael Enti discussed his disdain for NFL fans to our OMG American Swiper, stating they are, quote, high school educated alcoholics and mouth breathers.
That's insane.
Fans, I would say, are
like literally the fans make your base. If you didn't have no fans, you would have no NFL team. I'm letting you know right now. The fans make you for who you are. Anybody, influencers or anything, YouTubers. The fan, you should never ever sit there and say that your fans are dumb because they make you who you are. If it wasn't because of them, you'd be freaking flipping burgers at McDonald's.
high school educated alcoholics.
So they're like lower class people.
I hate to use that term. I would just say mouth breathers.
How is that better? Dude's such a douchebag.
Where is it?
He revealed that his job is to essentially operate, quote, state-run media.
My job is to sell hope to the fans, right? I need them buying tickets. When there's not much hope to sell, I still gotta dig deep to find it.
Why do you think there's not much hope to sell right now?
Because we had like pipes leaking sewage on our fans in the middle of the game. And I have to put out a social post saying like, it wasn't sewage water, we promise. That is state-run media.
Our OMG American Swiper.
What's the point of this dude? Like, I know there should be somebody controlling the communications, but what makes you so high on your horse that you think that you're just better than everybody else because you post on social media about what's going on with the game?
Swiper questioned Vice President of
Shoot, let me do it. I'll do it for half the price.
content for the Washington Commanders football team, Rael Enti, and his knowledge and opinion of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, calling him a $50 million puppet.
What about Roger?
Oh yeah, he's a puppet, a $50 million puppet.
You're crazy.
The National Football League has been watched by millions over the years and has been one of America's favorite pastimes for decades. But in recent years, the Washington Commanders have been in the news, mainly for their infamous name change from the Redskins to the Commanders and the scandal surrounding their past owner, Dan Snyder. We decided to investigate the Washington
Dan
Commanders
Snyder.
and the NFL. This brings us to our newest investigation into the NFL and the Washington Commanders. Meet Rael Entine, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders. And
He got him in his freaking bio, guys. You know what that means.
He has been with the Washington Commanders for 4 years and was with the New York Jets for 2 years. As stated on his LinkedIn, he is a social and digital media strategist, content creator, storyteller, writer.
Nobody knows who you
editor,
are, not a content
multimedia
creator,
journalist,
sorry.
and brand marketer. Rael Entine revealed further to our OMG American Swiper about his job title and what he does for the Washington Commanders football team.
So remind me again, what do you do for the team? VP of content.
You just post social media posts. That's all you do. That's literally all you do. You're a nobody. Anybody could take your position. That's why they fired him. Anybody could take your position, bro. Anybody.
And what does that entail?
Making content.
What type of content?
Every type of content. I mean, literally everything.
What content did you make? I want to know what
TikTok
videos he made.
to a
I really do.
hour-long documentary show. That's the two things my team is running.
Yeah.
Anything.
And so that's all under you. So you come up with the concept and the execution and everything.
If not me, my team.
The content you come up with is making a post and taking a picture, maybe making a video. That's all you do, bro.
I have 20.
You've been at the Washington Commanders for 4 years. And where were you before?
I was at the XFL startup football league.
Oh, that's right. And then what about before that?
Before that.
Rael Entine, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders, met our OMG American Swiper on the dating app Hinge. The VP of Content for the Washington Commanders.
He looks like he's 5'5" in this picture, bro. He's probably a short fella. Aren't you a short fella? I just want to pick you up and tickle you.
Content for the Washington Commanders was asked about his breakdown of the Commanders players, and oddly, he started to attack the character of his own players, calling them, quote, homophobic. And he stated the rest of his players are, quote, low-income African Americans that come from a community that is inherently very homophobic, unquote. Rael Entine
That's
goes
crazy.
on to say some of the NFL players are, quote, dumb as all hell.
Okay, just walk me through again your breakdown, your just description of the Commanders players.
Over 50% of our roster, right, is either white religious and God says fuck the gays in their interpretation. I don't buy into any of that, so but that's the facts.
I'm sure you guys see what the whole picture is. So this goofball was let go. Rightfully so. You shouldn't be working for any company that you sit in there just full out, just, talking a lot of crap about that's probably not even true. And calling out like your managers and stuff. That does not look good for anybody. And I guarantee he's not going to work in NFL for forever. I guarantee it. So the unfortunate thing for the Washington Commanders, I still call them the Redskins, but unfortunately for them, they're a really woke franchise. They don't care about winning games. They just care about diversity and looking good for, the race baiters. And it's funny because he's sitting there calling everybody homophobic, but yet literally they're like one of the most like LGBT friendly franchises in the NFL. And it's just amazing to me how these white liberals get their way, but they still are claiming that they're the victim. They're still claiming that there's, gay people are oppressed, even though there's many, many laws that are passed right now that even gives more rights than straight people at some cases. So it just amazing to me. I'm glad this goober is off the Washington Redskins. It probably won't change anything. Like, they're never going to change their name back. Y'all are going to be called the Commanders. I'm very sorry if you're a Washington Redskins fan and you have to sit here and witness all this. At the end of the day, they're just a garbage team. They're never going to go anywhere. They're probably never going to even make it to the championships ever. And I'm okay with that. It's not my team, so I'm not tripping about it. Anyway, thanks for watching today's video. I thought this video was very interesting. I'll post a full video on the description. It was on Twitter, so it'll probably take you to the Twitter video. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.